Welcome everyone! Today, we're diving into a topic that many travelers try to avoid, but actually holds some of Japan's best-kept secrets. I'm talking about visiting Tokyo during June and early July. You might look at the forecast and worry that rain will ruin your trip, but I'm here to tell you, do not let that forecast stop you. Tokyo during the rainy season, known as Tsuyu, reveals a completely different, poetic, and magical kind of beauty. If you know how to navigate it, you'll experience a side of Japan that most tourists completely miss. First things first, what exactly is Tsuyu? Written with the characters for plum and rain, Tsuyu literally translates to plum rain. This beautiful name comes from the fact that this rainy season perfectly coincides with the time of year when Japanese plums, or ume, begin to ripen on the trees. It's a vital season for agriculture in Japan, especially for rice planting. So, instead of seeing it as bad weather, historically, it was welcomed as the life-giving rain that ensures a bountiful autumn harvest. When exactly does this happen? The Tsuyu front slowly moves up from the south of Japan. For Tokyo and the central Kanto region, the rainy season typically begins in the first or second week of June. It usually lingers for about a month to 6 weeks. When people hear rainy season, they picture monsoons. That's rarely the case. Expect overcast skies and frequent light drizzles. The real challenge is the humidity. Here is the absolute best part about traveling during the rainy season. The crowds vanish. This means you can skip the massive lines at popular attractions, enjoy famous temples in relative peace and quiet, and have a much easier time securing reservations. And following right behind fewer crowds is better value. You can find significantly lower flight prices and cheaper hotel rates compared to April or October. To truly enjoy Tokyo in the rain, we need to talk about mindset. In Japan, rain is deeply connected to the aesthetic concept of Wabi-Sabi. Wabi-Sabi is the appreciation of things that are imperfect, impermanent, and incomplete. It's about finding beauty in the natural cycle of growth and decay. The damp, slightly melancholic atmosphere of a rainy day perfectly embodies this feeling. Let's address the elephant in the room. When planning a trip to Japan, the #1 fear for early summer travelers is the weather. You spend months planning, and suddenly your app shows rain every single day. Naturally, you wonder, will rain ruin my trip? Is the humidity going to be unbearable? It's totally normal to feel anxious, but the reality is quite different. There is nowhere this transformation is more evident than at Japan's temples and shrines. Visiting a temple during a light rain is a profoundly meditative experience. The moss gardens, which look dry and dormant in winter, suddenly explode into a vibrant, velvety green. Standing under the eaves of a wooden temple, looking out at a rain-soaked garden, is an experience that simply cannot be replicated on a sunny afternoon. When it rains, Tokyo physically transforms. The dust is washed away, and the colors of the city deepen and become incredibly saturated. The traditional stone paths glisten beautifully in the moisture. Even the soundscape changes. The chaotic, bustling noise of the metropolis is softened and muffled by the falling rain. It turns a massive, high-tech city into an atmospheric, cinematic canvas. But if there's one undisputed star of the Tsuyu season, it is the Ajisai, or Hydrangea. While cherry blossoms own the spring, hydrangeas completely dominate the rainy season. These flowers actually thrive in the moisture and overcast conditions. Spotting hydrangeas peeking out from alleyways and gardens becomes a daily joy during June. Kamakura is especially famous for them. Japanese culture celebrates the changing seasons through food. Let's talk about Wagashi, traditional Japanese sweets. Walk into any traditional sweet shop in June, and you will see display cases filled with seasonal art. You'll find delicate, translucent jellies crafted to resemble glistening raindrops, and colorful sweets meticulously shaped to look like blooming hydrangeas. Rule number 1. Do not pack a heavy, expensive umbrella in your suitcase. The moment it starts raining, just walk into any convenience store. For about 500 yen, you can buy a clear plastic umbrella. These aren't cheap novelties. They are remarkably sturdy, lightweight, and most importantly, transparent. They allow you to safely navigate crowded sidewalks. One last essential item you should pick up is a Tenugui, or a small handkerchief towel. Since the humidity makes you sweat even when you're just standing still, having a small towel to dab your forehead is a lifesaver. Plus, many public restrooms in Japan do not have paper towels, so you'll need your own small towel to dry your hands anyway. Sometimes the rain does get too heavy, or you just need a break from the mugginess. Luckily, Tokyo is quite literally built for the rain. From massive underground networks in Shinjuku and Tokyo Station that stretch for miles with endless restaurants and shopping, to heavily air-conditioned, visually mind-blowing digital art spaces like Team Lab Planets. Another great option is to explore a Shotengai, which are traditional Japanese shopping arcades. Many of the best ones have massive glass roofs covering the entire street. You get the feeling of walking through a bustling, authentic local neighborhood, browsing vintage goods, grabbing street food, and people watching, all while staying completely protected from the elements. Beyond sweets, your savory meals during Tsuyu will be dictated by the weather's contrast. On sticky, humid days, you need to cool down with chilled noodles like zaru soba or cold ramen. On the flip side, when a sudden downpour leaves you damp and shivering, nothing is more comforting than a rich, steaming bowl of hot ramen. As we wrap up, the biggest takeaway is this: don't fight the rain, embrace it. If you spend your trip wishing it were sunny, you'll miss the unique magic right in front of you. Accept the weather, slow down your pace, and take time to notice the vibrant hydrangeas. Prepare correctly, and you'll find that Tsuyu offers a deeply memorable Japanese experience. Thank you for watching.